3. What's up, Grilla Grills Nation? We're back. We hope you had an awesome Memorial Day. Speaking of which, 2 seconds here. Just want to thank everybody. I got some really kind emails sent to me after we did our shoot, especially after partnering up with a hero. So to all those that email me out there, I just want to say thank you so much. And also, Noel, if you're hanging out, if you're watching this one today, I got your email about doing some cool syrups. I'm going to do that actually today for a shoot later on. So I just want to give you a shout out, say thanks for that idea, and we are listening. We're going to do it. So there we go. All right, today, guys, we have a really cool one. All right, we're going to be doing a filet here, or a tenderloin of beef, start to finish. We're going to break it down for you, okay?
And we've got bacon, of course.
And we've got bacon because I need a job, and Mark likes bacon, so we got to keep Mark happy with the bacon. It's very simple, all right? Very simple. As he would say, kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. There we go. All right, so we're going to break this side down for you. Going to wrap it in bacon. We're going to grill it. We're also going to talk about some cool things you can do with the trim that's left over, because there's a lot of money here that just gets thrown out the door if we don't know what we're doing. I've got the answers for that. Also, we are going to be making our own steak sauce. Now, if you were to eat this steak sauce, if you were right here after I made it and you tasted it, it would remind you of something that you'd be very familiar with in the land of steak sauces, all right? The first person who can guess which steak sauce we're trying to emulate, as it were, you're going to send you an awesome pair of our grill gloves. So let us know by midnight tonight. Send it in. If you're the first person to guess the right steak sauce that we're making here today, or the commercial brand of it, we'll send those gloves out to you. All right, without further ado, speaking of the sauce, I'm going to go ahead and start it. This needs to simmer for about 10 minutes or so it's good to get this going first.
So start to finish, this will probably take us, what, 12 minutes?
12 minutes.
Okay.
12 minutes.
Okay.
Yep. Turn this on. There we go.
For once, it's not yelling at you?
For once. This is like my arch nemesis.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, so I already have in here, guys, about a half a cup of water. I just threw that in there to get started. You can see just barely there on the bottom. And we're just going to start throwing stuff in. We had the recipe up for you. It's a loose interpretation, this recipe. I kind of went over on everything. It really doesn't matter. It's completely up to you. All right, start with some golden raisins.
What's the difference between a golden raisin and a normal raisin?
Okay, Dominic, you know I have white and red grapes?
Yep.
Okay, which one do you think this comes from? The white grapes, Dominic.
Oh yeah, it took me a second there.
All right, guys, so we have some water. We have some, sorry. I have some golden raisins in here. Now we're gonna do about a half a cup of balsamic. All right?
Does it have to be balsamic vinegar?
It doesn't have to be. I strongly recommend it.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want. Cherry wine vinegar would be fine in here. I usually am minimal to say, hey, do whatever you want, but in this, it really kind of has to be balsamic. But, you know, again, that's totally up to you. I don't think we're playing nice today, Dominic. There we go. Now we're going. All right, cool. So we have our balsamic, we have our golden raisins, we have our water. I'm going to go heavy on the onions. Also in your recipe, I call for white onions. I like red onions in this. It's also all I had laying around today, so I went with the red onion. This, you know, it's not rocket science. You can do whatever you want. Red onions in there, the juice of half of an orange. And we're going to be straining this, guys, so don't worry if the seed gets in it. It really doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, half an orange in there, boom. This calls for about a half of a teaspoon of chili sauce, but you know what, guys? This is Grilla Grills. We're not playing around with that. There's half a teaspoon. I'm gonna go ahead and put in some more. There we go. Now we're cooking with Crisco.
Using the extra hot peri-peri, one of my favorites.
We absolutely, sir. All right, guys, we have some celery seed and some minced garlic in here, about 2 heads of garlic. In we go. Worcestershire sauce, about a quarter of a cup. I'm doing half a cup today, but your recipe is gonna call for a quarter of a cup. Last but not least, Dijon mustard. Guys, normally I say use whatever mustard you want. This one needs to be Dijon, okay? In we go. Horseradish mustard would be fine too. Deli horseradish mustard, but if you can, definitely try and go with the Dijon. All right, last but not least, good old American ketchup. Again, call for half of or quarter of a cup. I'm doing half, all right? That's just what I think is gonna be better. Gonna give this a nice stir, everybody.
That smells so freaking good.
I know. Really nice stir to incorporate everything. All right. Once I'm done with this, I'm gonna put it down here. And then from this point on, guys, I'm just gonna use a whisk. All right, just to get everything nice and incorporated. There we go. Now, bring this up to a boil, down to simmer, 10 to 15 minutes. We're ready to rock and roll. As soon as these steaks come off, this sauce will be ready, and we're there, okay?
So as soon as you hit that boil, you just bring it back down to simmer.
Down to simmer, just let it go.
Got it.
You want to watch it for sure, because there's a lot of sugars here, especially like W in the ketchup. You don't want that to burn, all right? But as long as you're kind of keeping a constant eye on it, it's totally fine.
Do you have to stir this a lot or not?
You really should stir it every so often. That's why I like starting out with, like, if I'm going to be doing all this, I can have this going over here real nice and easy, just so I can keep my eye on it. But yeah, it's nice to stir it. And really all you're trying to do is just incorporate that mustard into it. That's the biggest thing. When you don't see too many of these like yellow chunks in there, you know you kind of nailed it.
Makes sense.
All right. And again, the recipe I gave you guys online, loose guidelines. I went over on everything. Do as you wish, your sauce, but that's just kind of my approach. I just kind of went heavy on a bunch of things. All right. We can see it's coming up to a boil here, Dominic. Nice. It's starting to incorporate pretty well. We're going to go down to low. Off it goes. We're done with you. All right. Moving on to the fun stuff. The reason I wanted to do this with you guys is because this saves you money. All right, when you go to the butcher and you buy a filet mignon steak, you're going to pay anywhere from $25 to $32 a pound, sometimes even higher depending on the grade of the meat. What you're paying for, guys, we're going to pull some delicious steaks right out of the center portion, but you're paying for that butcher to buy everything else. So you can cut, if you do this and butcher it properly like I'm going to show you, you can buy the whole tenderloin. You can utilize the Chateaubriand, which is this part. You can utilize the chain, which I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. You can cut the side steaks you want. You can spend the money on the tenderloin, and you're paying for everything that you get, not scrap. All right, they're not building it in. So here we go. This is about a 7-pound tenderloin, give or take, 7 to 8 pounds.
Okay. Is that generally like the size you're going to get, or?
You can get them anywhere you want to. I would say a good industry average, though, would be 7 to 10 pounds.
Okay.
And they typically run about $20 a pound.
Okay.
All right, on average for choice meat.
Got it.
All right. Now, I have two arch nemesis when I do these things. It's the gloves and my friend Pete over here, which that's my name for our burner.
How come everyone I know that's named Pete sucks?
Sorry, Pete's out in land. Kind of do. If your name's Pete, I didn't mean it, but you know. I said, look at that, I can't do it. All right, here we go. Forget about it. All right, here we go. I moved here from New York, so I got to throw in the forget about it. All right, here we go, guys. First thing I'm going to do is separate the two big parts here. We can see down the side this seam. This is called the chain. All right.
Hold on, let me get in there real quick.
Sure. Okay.
So this part that you're kind of separating off right there, that's called the chain all along the side.
All the chain all along the side. We can start down here if you want.
So what is that actually? Like, can you get some good meat out of that, or is it just a chunk?
And no. You have to clean this up a little bit more than you do this prime part in the middle, which we're going to talk about. But you can get a lot of great use out of this. All right. Nice. And I recommend a boning knife for this, guys. You can use anything you want, but a boning knife works really, really well. All right. There we go.
So that just runs the entire length of the thing.
Entire length. We're going to take it. And we're just going to set it aside. All right. For now. Next part we're going to pull off. This is called the Chateaubriand. Anytime you've gone to a really nice steakhouse, you've eaten this probably, or you've at least seen it on the menu. We're just going to carve this off.
I'm pretty sure I called you about a month ago asking what the heck a Chateaubriand is.
And this is it right here. All right, guys. This is some darn fine eating. You can smoke this, you can grill this. It's a perfect portion for 2 people. You often see it as a Chateaubriand for 2. So here's that. We're going to set it aside. We're going to talk about uses in a second. And then the next thing we're going to do, guys, we want a uniform cut here, okay? Well, you can see that here and here's a little bit disproportionate. I'm going to go ahead and take this tail off. Beautiful meat here, guys. If you've ever heard of like steak tips, you can use this for stroganoff. You can do a million different things with it. Again, we're not throwing this away, all right? And then the very end here, you don't have to do this one. I just personally do. Again, same idea, tips. So here with the steak, this is the filet that we're all kind of familiar with. We've taken everything off of the sides. We've taken the Chateaubriand off. We've taken the chain off. We've carved off. We've gotten the ends off. The next thing we have to do, guys, and this is super simple. That's why I wanted to show it to you. All we're going to do is just run our knife very gently underneath here. We can get off this silver skin, all right? Being as careful as we possibly can not to cut into that meat, because that meat is expensive. That's exactly what we want. Barely any meat on there, but we're getting that silver skin off, all right? And this we just discard. There's absolutely no reason to keep it. It's tough. It doesn't cook away. It's not worth it, All right. We're just going to continue to do this down the length here. Done. Again. Done. And this is getting a little bit of monotonous here, but it really needs to be done. This is a great way. It's a very economical way. You can feed anywhere from, you know, depending on how big you want your steaks, you can feed a lot of people with this. You can also grill it, you can smoke it, you can roast it whole. Today we're going to grill it on the Kong, which I think is an excellent way to do it, but you can do this any way you wish.
So one thing I always wanted to know, we talk about, you know, you got to take the silver skin off, you got to take the silver skin off. Like, what is that? What does it do to your food if you don't take it off?
Well, the thing is, if you're braising something, if you're slow cooking something, if you're grilling something, or it doesn't go away. Okay, it's not like a nice piece of fat that renders, or any other kind of unsavory parts. It just doesn't go away. It doesn't cook away. That is why we want to get rid of it, and you will taste it. Okay.
So it's got like a chewy, stringy texture almost.
Stringy. It's very, very unpleasant. You'll know right away if somebody didn't take the extra step and cut this out.
Got it.
All right, guys. We're looking pretty good. I'm starting to cut a little bit too much meat there, as you can see, which I'm not comfortable with, so we're just going to stop right there. Going to get rid of all this stuff. We paid too much money for that meat to start hacking away at it. All right, going to go ahead, like I said, going to give our sauce a nice stir. Increase it up to medium, maybe. Let's get a nice little, starting to really look good.
About how thick should this look when it's getting close to done?
It should look very viscous. Anytime you pour like a commercial steak sauce out, that's exactly what we're looking for. It should be a little less, I should say, not quite as bound together as ketchup, but close. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna recognize this real quick. We're gonna cut our filet steaks.
So you just cut that right off the end?
Right off the end. Look at that. You know, that's what you buy from the store.
So these are filet mignons?
These are filet mignons that we have here.
Now this whole thing is just one gigantic filet mignon, basically?
One gigantic filet.
Okay, cool.
Less our Chateaubriand, our chain, and our tips, okay?
Okay.
There we go.
Now, is there like a certain steak in here that's going to be the best one, or are they all pretty much the same?
The closer to the center that we get, these ones right here in the middle, actually, we can go ahead and pan in. These three bad boys right here are going to be our favorites, okay? Closer we get to the middle, the best, but they're all delicious. All very, very, very good, very tender, very lean, all right? If you have anything left over, don't get rid of it, please. You're paying for it. Put it on this tray. We're going to talk about that in a second. All right, here we go. Turn it down to low. Just got to keep your eye on this thing. It's no big deal. All right, guys. Next thing we're going to do, seen this a million times, haven't we? We're going to wrap these in bacon.
Why do you wrap a filet mignon in bacon?
Because
that's one thing I don't get.
Well, it does impart a lot of flavor, but it's also incredibly lean. This gives us some fat that we otherwise would not normally have in here.
Got it.
All right. So we're going to grill these three center ones, which I think are the best. Going to get them going right now, and then because it's Grilla Grills and it's Friday, baby, we're going to make some daiquiris. Friday. I don't know about you, my Memorial Day is still rocking and rolling.
Filet mignon and daiquiris.
You got it, brother.
That's a really good combination.
No, it's not, but we're doing it anyway. So bad. We're going to do it.
I'll put it this way. It is about 95 degrees out here right now,
It's
and
so
I
hot.
did not expect
I'm
it.
like seasoning this meat with my profuse sweatiness.
Yeah,
right
well, I mean, it's just a little extra
now.
salt,
A
right?
little bit for me to eat when you eat these later for lunch. 1, 2, 3. Looking delicious. I'm going to put this bacon down here. All right. Looking for Mark. You can smell bacon from like 300 yards out.
Mhm.
All right. A little bit of oil here. We just have a little bit of olive oil. This is just for the grill. Okay. Rub it in. All we need here, guys, all we need here, as I always say, is salt and pepper. Now, I'm going to try something different today. I was talking to a chef friend of mine yesterday about something. All right. So we're going to try it out today. He recommended to me that I do that I put on that I pepper this at the very end because the pepper tends to burn. So I want to try out his theory today. So all I'm going to do before I put it on the grill, we're just going to add a little bit of oil and salt. Very simple. This doesn't need much, okay? You know, I'll tell you when it's time to put that Grilla Grills beef rub on there, but not today, not for this. All we need is a little bit of kosher salt, and we're good to go. Well seasoned, on the Kong. Ready?
Yep. Oh, I will be ready as soon as I step over the glass that I just shattered all
that what
over the
that
floor.
was, dude?
Yeah, that was me breaking a glass with a camera. So,
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
proud of that.
Typical day here in Grilla Grills Nation.
Yeah.
All right, we have the three, which I think are the best ones, center cut here. Gonna put these right on the grill. 1, 2, and 3.
No diffuser today, just throwing them right on the Kong.
That's all we need. We're gonna grill those to rare, medium rare. As I'm stepping all over Dominic's glass.
Yep, hope you like that in your foot.
I really do. Thanks, Dominic.
You're welcome, buddy.
Thanks for nothing. We're having a lunch break after this. You gotta buy lunch because of that. You know that.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Just so we're all clear. All right, guys, let's clean up a little bit. Get rid of all the stuff we don't need. Turn this up a little bit. All right, back in business. Let's clear the way for some daiquiris, guys. So we're gonna make some daiquiris today. And I want to talk about the daiquiri for just a minute. The daiquiri is not just the name of a drink. It's the name of a family of drinks. What you have to have in order to be a daiquiri is you have to have rum, typically, or actually traditionally, and very important actually, that it's a light rum, some citrus, and some simple syrup. Okay, we made this on a video recently. It's already out. Check it out. We already have a video out specifically about how to make your simple syrup. All this is fresh lime juice and 1-to-1 simple syrup. Check us out. It's posted on the website. If you want a tutorial on that, look us up. It's right there. It's very, very simple. I also recommend that you make a lot of this over the summertime. It makes those margaritas pop. It makes these daiquiris awesome. You can use lemon juice, sub it out. All of a sudden you have a Tom Collins, which is also in this family of drinks. What makes a daiquiri is this. Again, lime juice and citrus. There's a very famous kind of a substitution here. If we were in a fancy cocktail bar, it's probably my favorite cocktail on the planet. It's called a Hemingway Daiquiri. Hemingway was a diabetic at the end, and of course he lived down in Key West, and daiquiris are the drink of the day. So he couldn't have sugar anymore, so he subs out with something called maraschino liqueur, and then you have a Hemingway Daiquiri. So again, this is a family of drinks, not just a drink, okay? Here we go. It is like pouring out here. It's hot, dude.
Oh yeah, the pouring would be your sweat.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna give these a quarter turn, get some nice grill marks on there. All right, there we go, baby. Boom, yeah. Those are gonna be killer. They're gonna be really, really good. That bacon's also really good too. All right, guys, here we go. All right, without further ado, let's make some daiquiris. And stir this guy one more time too. We're getting about there on this, Dominic.
Yeah, take a quick peek at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're talking about now. It's getting that consistency, more of that like ketchup consistency almost.
And we just have a little bit of water in there to thin it out, but eventually we want that water to evaporate through the cooking process. It looks like that's starting to happen right now. So there we go. It's gonna be awesome. Put this back in here. Now, let's make some daiquiris. Oh man, it is warm.
Perfect time for a daiquiri, right?
Exactly. This is exactly the weather that whoever invented this drink was thinking of. All
Make
right,
extra, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys, a little bit of ice here.
Okay, hold on. You're already doing this wrong. Isn't it supposed to be like a blended frozen drink?
No, dude. Original daiquiris, they're not coming in the blender.
What do you mean? You're telling me back in the 1800s, 1900s, they didn't have blenders to make daiquiris like
Only
that?
kings and queens had blenders back then, dude. The common man didn't have blenders. Didn't even have ice, for Christ's sake. Go away, dumb.
Right. The blender was just some guy
Alex,
sitting in
I
the
had
corner
something-
with an ice pick.
Yeah, I had something funny to say. It totally went away. All right, here we go. Light rum again, guys. This is so super simple. Another cool thing about this sour mix too, you know something I like to do? I like to make sour mix, 1-to-1 simple syrup, lime juice. Again, check us out on our website. We'll show you what's up. I like to put them in an ice tray. I like to freeze them. And I've already got sour ice cubes. What I'll do after that is I'll take some tequila or some rum or some whatever, turn this off, it's ready, and I'll just pour it over those the sour mix ice cubes and let them dissolve in there, and you have a drink. You don't have to do anything.
Oh, you can even use those to like add a little extra flavor if you don't want too much water in your
100%.
drink. Oh, that's really cool.
All right, guys. So we have our rum.
4 shots, yeah?
4 shots. Really supposed to do 2, but this is for me and you, so I'm doing 4. It's the weekend. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. If you guys wanted this super frothy, when we talk about in the video, you can actually even add some egg whites to this. It's pretty cool.
I did that last night, actually.
Did it work?
Oh, it was great,
It was great,
dude.
right?
I love it.
All right, guys. While this is all doing its thing, I'm just going to turn these real quick. See how we're looking. Looking great, as per usual. Look at that one. All right, let's go ahead and put you over here. Have a little dance. There we go. Now we're rocking and rolling. Boom. All right. Little ice in here. Drain off some of this water. There we go. There we go. Cool.
I like all your little tricks that you know to do stuff way faster than I would do it.
Shake it up real good. Again, as we're shaking drinks, guys, so I always tell you, for every 10 seconds you shake a drink, you incorporate 1 ounce of water. Water is the one common ingredient in every cocktail. No cocktail is good without it. So just keep that in mind. Here we go. That's about 10 seconds. Got our ounce of water in there. Done. Okay. Pour them off. I'm really ready for this, man. It's hot as blue blazes out here.
Blue what's?
Blazes. All right. Perfect. Guys, garnish nothing fancy. Hey, these are just a fun summertime drink. We just need a lime. Lime garnish, out the door. 3 simple ingredients. Cheers, brother. Got to get our Friday cheers in there. And then we'll strain some sauces, pull some steaks, and see where we are. I'll be damned if I'm not good at that.
Keep you around for one reason.
All right, guys. Just gonna give these a turn. We don't need to watch that. We've already kind of seen it. Awesome. Now, this bad boy. We can look in here and see how nice that looks. Now we just want to get all this chunky crap out of there. All right, very simple process. We're just gonna put it right down here. All right. Get as much as we can out of there. All right, get rid of this. And then we're just going to kind of push it through. All right. Get as much of that stuff out of there as we can. If you really, really wanted to, you could totally put this into a blender and blend everything into it.
Okay.
It would be no problem. In fact, it would be delicious. But for our purposes here today, we're just going to strain it out. Your recipe calls for you to strain it out. If you wanted to put this in a blender and then strain it to get a little bit more fine and get a little bit more yield out of this product, you could totally do that too. So just some options to keep available for you for this sauce.
Would you use that, like the leftovers after you've strained it out, to like top a steak or anything like that?
Totally. Matter of fact, let's do that right now.
Okay.
That'd be delicious. All right. I'm going to put this right here. It's a great idea, Dominic. So that's what we're going to do. We pull these steaks. Let's have a look at this steak sauce. Looks really good. Okay. It's
That's awesome.
Going to put it over here. Have another sip of my daiquiri.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to make like 3 more of these today.
I hope so.
All right.
Are you going to make yourself any, or just the 3 for me?
Well, then that's 6. Make it 6. All right, guys. We're so bad here at Grilla Grills. We have too much. I don't even know how I get paid to do this.
Yeah.
But we get paid to do this. You realize that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, one of us does.
Well, one of us. Thanks, Dominic. All right. So we're going to pull these. These are actually right at rare, okay? For our purposes, that's going to be great. 7 to 8 minutes to rare, 8 to 10 minutes for medium rare, 12 to 15 minutes, I'd say, for medium, and then above that, we don't talk about.
And these are what, like inch thick steaks?
I'd say this is an inch. I'd go inch and a quarter, inch.
Okay.
So this is probably going to be a little bit more done, but here we go.
Got it.
Now, what's our common rule? Everything's got to rest for 10 minutes. Okay. Cool. Let that sit there for just a second. All right. And now we can do something kind of fun with our steak sauce here. Take me back to my chef days. Get a little bit of this sauce here. Put it on there. Just kind of give it a nice little tap.
Yeah. Went to chef school to learn how to make a mess.
$50,000 learn how to do that. Can you believe it? All right. We're going to put this in here. Right there.
$50,000 spoon spread.
For nothing. For nothing. All right, just kidding, guys. It's worth it. Kind of. All right. I like Dominic's idea. Let's take some of this. Let's kind of put it on the top here. Looking pretty awesome there.
Oh, that looks nice.
All right. Got our steaks. Got our daiquiris. And let's just go ahead real quick and put these up here. Those actually do look really tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just look and see how we did. This is probably going to be a little rarish, but that's perfectly fine. Again, perfect world scenario. These will rest out for a few minutes. We're going to just go ahead and cut into it real quick. If I was at home, though, definitely let it rest 10 minutes. All right, 10 minutes at a minimum. All right, here we go. Let's pull this out.
You don't want to eat splinters?
Nope, I sure don't. I'll just feed those to you.
Oh, okay.
All right. Look at that, perfect rare. Beautiful product. That's amazing. Perfect rare. Really, really awesome. filet mignon as it should be. And the one thing I forgot that I want to do is I want to try this kind of technique where I pepper it at the very end. All right, I'm going to try that later, fill you in next week to see how that works. So salt in the beginning, pepper at the end. All right, guys, we have our daiquiris, we have our sauce, we have our awesome rare fillets. We showed you how to cook everything out. We are going to do some follow-up videos, kind of shorter ones, on what to do with some of this trim. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to show you some cool things that we can do. We're also going to be doing a couple of smaller videos this week to get out to you. We're going to do some really cool syrups, okay? So we're going to do summertime cocktail syrups that you can use and keep forever. And in the bar world, they're called shrubs. We're going to do a grilled peach shrub. And thanks to Noel, his idea, we're going to do a smoked cherry shrub. We're going to be doing those individually, show you how to knock that out real quick, real easy, awesome for your summer cocktails. Again, I want to thank everybody for your such strong support and beautiful emails regarding the Hero Foundation and Memorial Day. I want to thank you all for that. From everybody, Grill Grills Nation, we love you. Have a very, very safe weekend. Have some fun out there on the smoke. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys soon. Cheers.